Hi, the Hybrid Engine athletes. This is our explanation video for our cycle that will build us all the way up to the Hyrox World Championships. Here's the upcoming events if you want to take a look. Any that are coming up. You got Hyrox, you got DecaFit, culminating in June 12th to 15th, the Hyrox World Championships are in Chicago, and you got DecaFit Colorado. So the next 13 weeks. This cycle is a little bit different. We're going to do a 1 week aerobic rebuild, which is this first week. What that means is you will not see your thresholds on the normal days. So they won't be on the current days that they're on. So your Friday and like the Tuesday or Wednesday, whichever one day you're doing it on, just for this week only. And then you'll go forward. So if you have a race coming up in 2 weeks, you should have a taper anyways, which still has your thresholds in it to appropriately prepare. But if you have a race after that, this is a completely fine week to help you rebuild that aerobic base. It's perfectly in there as well, so you don't have to worry about that. This week, March 17th to June 15th, is going to be this whole 13 weeks. This is really a 1+12, so that's how it's split. So 1 is the aerobic rebuild, and then 12-week macro cycle, where it is going to be broken up into 3 4-week micro cycles. Okay, this is a late or post-season competition phase. So this is when you're in the full swing of things. This would mean that these are your A-type races somewhere in here or at the end of here for this season, specifically Hyrox or DecaFit. How are we going to accomplish what we're looking for? We're going to do a double threshold base, our standard base, and then we're going to have our speed sprinkles, so those strides, a little bit of other speed work in there on the machines. We're going to have some, like I said, spicy machines, where you're going to really feel that lactic buildup. And we're going to have volume modulation, so our volume will ramp up, come back down, ramp up, come back down, ramp up. What we're working on is we're working on clearing our lactate and that lactate shuttling process. So getting your body to get used to recycling the lactate, using it appropriately to create more energy so you can get going and keep your speed and that feeling up so you can ride that line just perfectly before you sprint it out to finish. We're going to work on returning to your pace. So if you have an anaerobic effort, how do you return to your consistent running pace where you can keep moving and keep clearing lactate? We're going to do an alternating EMOM in strength and little to no rest on certain strength sets. The monostructural breakdown is right here. It's easy or active recovery on Mondays. Tuesdays are easy thresholds on Wednesdays. Easy or active recovery on Thursdays. Thresholds on Friday. Easy long runs on Saturday. Sometimes those may include tempos, cut downs, surges, and then strength runs and speed on Sunday. Saturdays, we'll have the end of gross conditioning. Sometimes you'll get a little sprint on the machines. Our GPPs and extra credits are going to build specificity. So that means more of the movements you will see in the race a little bit more often than we usually do. So you might see it come up between the extra credit and the GPP instead of that 1 time a week. Now we'll get into the 2 or 3 times a week on movement specific things. So lactic power and shuttling, like we talked about, and then pulling under fatigue. So lots of pulling. You'll get ring rows, you'll get pull-ups, you'll get bent over rows, barbell bent over rows, seated rows, and rope pulls for the sled pull. And then our strength is going to work on our muscular endurance, high percentage, so high percentage, low rep mostly, and then your resistance under fatigue. And almost everything is going to be an alternating EMOM. So that means 10-minute EMOMs with 2 different movements where you go back and forth every other minute. Our applied strength will be our power and our skill focus. So working on our power reserves, our explosiveness, skill efficiency, and lots of core work. Gross conditioning, that's what we talked about, clearing the lactate. So you'll get your double threshold sessions there. You'll get a couple extra aerobic pieces and we'll work on the machines for that portion. So you'll see a lot of bike, rowing, and skiing. And the theme for this time is DC Comics. So you'll see a lot of DC comic characters. Let me know if you like it. Good luck out there, guys, and work hard, stay humble.